Hello, this is Media Matters with Oluchi, and today I want to talk about depression. Some of you know people battling depression, some of you are probably dealing with it, and some of you are curious as to just what is depression. So, depression, known as major depressive disorder, is a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. So there are different symptoms of depression, but they can vary from mild to severe and can include feeling sad or having a depressed mood, loss of interest or pleasure in activities once enjoyed, change in appetite, weight loss or gain unrelated to dieting, trouble sleeping or sleeping too much, loss of energy or increased fatigue, increase in purposeless physical activity, for example, inability to sit still, pacing, hand wriggling, or slowed movement or speech. These actions must be severe enough to be observable by others. There's also feeling worthless or guilty, difficulty thinking, concentrating, or making decisions, thoughts of death or suicide. Depression is not sadness or grief or bereavement. I know sometimes we tend to use this word loosely. We can just say, oh my God, I'm just depressed, I'm not happy, this is depressing. Yes, depression is way more than just feeling unhappy about something or feeling the loss of a loved one. Now, the death of a loved one, loss of a job, or the ending of a relationship are difficult experiences for a person to endure. It is normal for feelings of sadness or grief to develop in response to such situations. Those experiencing loss often might describe themselves as being depressed, But sad is not the same as having depression. The grieving process is natural and unique to each individual and shares some of the same features of depression. So both grieving and depression may involve intense sadness and withdrawal from usual activities. So for people dealing with grief, they tend to feel pain, and it comes in waves and sometimes mixed with positive memories of the deceased. Whereas in major depression, mood or interest are decreased for most of 2 weeks. In grief, self-esteem is usually maintained. In major depression, feelings of worthlessness and self-loathing are common. So we're going to look at the difference between grieving and being depressed. So when you're grieving, painful feelings come in waves and sometimes mixed with positive memories of the deceased. In major depression, mood and or interest, pleasure are decreased for most of 2 weeks. In grief, when you're grieving, self-esteem is usually maintained. In major depression, feelings of worthlessness and self-loathing are common. So grief and depression can coexist for some people, but they are not the same. The death of a loved one, or losing a job, or being a victim of physical assault or major disaster can lead to depression. When grief and depression co-occur, the grief is more severe and lasts longer than grief without depression. Understanding the difference between grief and depression is important and can assist people in getting the help, support, or treatment they need. It is not known exactly what causes depression. As with many mental disorders, a variety of factors may be involved, such as biological differences, hormones, and inherited traits. So, the treatment for depression consists of antidepressants. The mainstay of treatment is usually medication, talk therapy, that's seen as a therapist, or a combination of the two. Increasingly, research suggests these treatments may normalize brain changes associated with depression. So if you're feeling depressed, make an appointment to see your doctor or mental health professional as soon as you can. If you don't know how to find a mental health professional, most medical doctors can refer you to someone because they usually know some of their colleagues in that field. Now, if you're reluctant to seek treatment, talk to a friend or loved one, any healthcare professional, a faith leader, someone else you trust. If you think you may hurt yourself or attempt suicide, please speak to someone before you do anything. There are people who love you, there are people who are counting on you, and there are people who wish they have the opportunity to help you. Whatever you're going through, just realize that you're not alone. There's a way out, there's a treatment out there for you. You don't have to give up just yet. If you're having a hard time finding a mental health professional, please drop your comments below. I can definitely help you find someone. And if you have any questions, you have thoughts about this topic, please drop your comments below, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for listening, and do have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.